What's going on, folks, and welcome to another Scum video. I hope we're all doing well. Now, something a little bit different, and I'm going to keep it under 5 minutes, I promise, but I'm sure it's something you guys would like to hear. So today, so I don't put any false information out, I've actually spoken to one of the devs for around an hour talking about what's going on with Scum currently. Now, I don't want to overhype this in any way, and I do have some notes to read, so I will be looking over there just so you guys know why I'm looking over there. There are a few things I'd like to go through. Let's not overhype this massively, but it's going to be a pretty big deal to some extent as well. But I'd like to go through a few things. Now, currently, Scum is actually running on the engine 4.20, and they're about to update it to 4.24 in the coming weeks. So currently right now on 4.20, there are some bugs that seem pretty difficult to fix, but with 4.24, which they've been testing on for the last few weeks, they have actually got rid of a load of the bugs and a lot of the issues. Now with 4.24, when they do update, it's going to be fixing a lot of the FPS issues, a lot of the loading times, especially with the city, and the city is obviously being currently optimized even more than what it is as well. And some new unique buildings are going to be implemented for certain features and certain reasons in that area as well. So we're looking at implementing the 4.24, which is going to be able to give them the opportunity to actually get a lot of stuff done in terms of metabolism, diseases, and medical system. Now, this is a really intricate system that hasn't really been done before in gaming, because it is a very intricate system, guys. You need to listen to this. So with 4.20, they've been working a lot of stuff up, and they did even admit that in 0.3 that was released at Christmas, they were going to implement the metabolism update as it was, but the engine is about to update to 4.24, which makes things a lot easier to implement as well. And at the same time, when they do eventually come out with the metabolism update, which will be this year at some point, that is their goal, to get it done soon as possible, because then they can actually work on other things as well. So what the 4.24 Unreal Engine update will allow them to do is actually be able to try and keep it as bug free as possible, because in the current engine they are having issues with it. So there's no point in putting it out until they actually get onto the newer engine, and then they can change a few things, get the bugs out the way, because a lot of the bugs are actually server side rather than actually client side as well. And there's a few other things I'd like to go into here. The 4.24 update will also bring a lot of new features that they can experiment with as well. There's all sorts of things. I'll leave a link down in the description below. You guys can check out the actual 4.24 update that allows developers to actually, use these features. But obviously we are talking about Scum here. It opens up the possibility to update the weather, seasonal systems, and also the lighting and many other things as well. So looking here for the 4.24, the new system is the less load times and less FPS drops and consistent frames within the new engine as well, because it is 4 versions up from 4.20. Now, a lot of people don't understand, but I've heard it from the horse's mouth now. Scum is very CPU bound. It's not very GPU bound. So if you have a low-end CPU, you're probably going to come into some issues as well. And at the same time, with the new engine, we're going to be looking, or they're going to be looking at the RAM stuff as well. Like, RAM usage at the minute is a little bit over the moon. Now, if you are running 8 gigabytes of RAM, I would highly recommend to upgrade to 16, because I have currently seen, and they did say they are working on the memory stuff. I have seen mine run at 7.5 gigs. And I have 32 gigabytes, so I'm not going to be getting any potential fatal errors or crashes due to RAM. I have had fatal errors before. But this was a very, very, very constructive conversation I had with one of the developers about this. And, the amount of passion that they're throwing at this game, and they know that people are screaming out for the metabolism. But what was the point in, and I can understand this now, what was the point in actually putting it out in 0.3 at Christmas when they're just about to upgrade to the new engine, and then they're going to have to change it over anyway? So it'll be nice to get a nice, sharp update that's actually going to work properly. So the metabolism, diseases, and the medical system is all going to be tied to skill level and attributes as well. And they did say that they're going to actually make a very detailed video on how all of this works together. And that is something I'm very, very, very looking forward to as well. So as I said, the city optimizations, they've got some unique buildings going in, some reworking of the weapons, like shooting from cars, shooting windows, also maintenance, and even some new weapons as well. Who knows what that's actually going to be. Now, what the 4.24 is going to really do for us is the metabolism mainly, and that's going to be able to allow them to put that in there. This is going to considerably slow, and this is their aim, guys, and I'm not talking about certain systems that run on private servers. I'm talking about the game in general and official servers. It will considerably slow the pace of PvP and make it more focused on you as a character surviving in this open world, and that is something that really does excite me as well. Now, looking at the dynamics of the loot system, over the next couple of months, the whole loot system is going to be completely reworked, because they want it to be more dynamic, and they have been listening to the community in terms of risk and reward. If you go into a high loot area, you don't want to find a hunter rifle, you know, a hunter 85. You want to find an actual decent rifle and all that stuff as well. So time invested and time lost is something that they want to concentrate on, because, you know, that is a big part of the gameplay as well if you go into a high loot area, and all that as well. Now, they were talking about, obviously, eventually having, you know, AI that are going to be going across the map with, you know, a potential mission where a vehicle's going across, get to the vehicle before it hits its destination, blah, blah, blah. All that sort of stuff as well is going to be coming in. Also, eventually in the future, new AI threats and mutations as well, because I think some of that's going to be pretty interesting, and even possibly, I don't know if I should say this, possibly having the ability, obviously right now, us characters, us players, we can limp when we get shot in the leg. Hopefully, I think that might be a thing if they do put that over to the Zeds. It might not happen, I don't know, but it makes more sense for that to happen. Apologies if I wasn't supposed to say that. But it makes more sense anyway. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it would make more sense to do something like that, especially when you've got a Z that's got a IED device around it. Right, so guys, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully that did sort of give you, you know... oh, just before we go, obviously the weather as well. I did say, didn't I, about the seasons, winter, and winter going into certain areas of the map as well, and that will obviously tie into your metabolism too. So hopefully the 4.24 is going to be much easier for them to put new updates in, the metabolism system and everything as well, and may even be some aesthetic looks on the game as well, but who knows, we don't know yet. But the 4.24 is looking pretty interesting for the new engine, and it's a big deal for a game, especially when they're running this sort of stuff. So with that being said, guys, stay safe, peace out, smash thumbs up, and I'll see you guys Thursday for the stream. Peace out.